gather round, for I have a tale that unfolded on a Thanksgiving night, where warmth turned to chill, laughter to whispers, and an uninvited guest wove a haunting narrative from the shadows, exposing the fears we dared not acknowledge. It was Thanksgiving night, and the atmosphere brimmed with gratitude as my family and I gathered around the table. The crackling fireplace cast dancing shadows, creating a cozy haven seemingly impervious to the outside world. As we exchanged tales of thanks and laughter, an unsettling feeling crept into the room. A subtle shift in the atmosphere left us glancing nervously at each other, unsure of what had changed. Little did we know that an uninvited guest had silently slipped into our midst, taking a seat at the table, one we had not prepared. The unease peaked when we noticed the empty place setting, a phantom arrangement that none of us had crafted. The room fell into an uneasy silence, punctuated only by the distant howling of the wind outside. Despite our attempts to dismiss it, an unspoken understanding lingered. Something was amiss. As the night progressed, an invisible presence seemed to move among us, extinguishing the warmth of our celebration. Whispers of cold drafts and fleeting shadows fueled our growing apprehension. We tried to convince ourselves that it was merely the wind playing tricks, but deep down, we knew there was more to the story. With every passing moment, the tension in the room heightened. Our eyes darted to the empty seat, almost expecting a form to materialize. The once vibrant atmosphere became a battleground of fear and uncertainty. As the clock struck midnight, a sudden gust of wind extinguished the candles, plunging the room into darkness. Panic set in, and we fumbled for flashlights, casting shaky beams into the unknown. The air was thick with anticipation, and a cold sweat dampened our palms as we navigated the blackened space. And then, a voice, soft and spectral, whispered through the void, recounting our deepest fears and regrets. It was as if the unseen guest had woven a narrative from the shadows, exposing the vulnerabilities we concealed behind smiles and laughter. In that chilling moment, the room seemed frozen in time. The voice ceased, leaving us in a suffocating silence. Slowly, the lights flickered back to life, revealing the vacant seat now occupied by a lingering dread. As dawn approached, the specter of that Thanksgiving night clung to our memories. The atmosphere had shifted, leaving an indelible mark on our once joyous celebration. The uninvited guest had shared the untold stories of our fears, leaving us to grapple with the haunting reality that some ghosts are not confined to the past. The echoes of that Thanksgiving continued to reverberate in the days that followed. Shadows danced at the corners of our vision, and the air retained a chill that defied the warmth of the season. Sleep became elusive as the spectral voice, now a haunting whisper in our minds, continued to recount our deepest fears. As we delved into the history of our home, tales of a long-forgotten tragedy emerged. It seemed our uninvited guest was more than a mere phantom. It was a manifestation of unresolved pain and sorrow. The more we uncovered, the tighter the grip of fear became. Attempts to reclaim a sense of normalcy proved futile. The once inviting rooms now felt like corridors of the unknown, each step accompanied by an unshakable sense of being watched. Doors creaked open of their own accord, and the air became heavy with the weight of unseen eyes. Desperation set in as we sought answers from local historians and spiritual guides. Their counsel led us to a long-forgotten cemetery, where the names of the restless souls matched those whispered in the dark. The uninvited guest, it seemed, sought acknowledgement and release from the shackles of a tragic past. On the eve of the next Thanksgiving, we gathered at the graves, offering words of solace and understanding. As the wind carried our sentiments into the night, the atmosphere shifted once more. The lingering dread began to dissipate, replaced by a quiet tranquility that had eluded us for so long. In that moment of release, we understood that our uninvited guest had been a conduit for healing, a reminder that some scars, when confronted, can fade into the echoes of the past. And so, as we resumed our Thanksgiving traditions, we carried with us the knowledge that even in the darkest corners, there lies a potential for redemption and peace. Despite the apparent peace, a new chapter unfolded in the following Thanksgiving. The familiar scent of roasted turkey and pumpkin pie hung in the air, but a subtle undercurrent of unease persisted. The dining room, once a sanctuary of joy, now seemed to hold a feast of shadows. During the meal, the room pulsated with an eerie energy. Each clink of silverware on plates echoed like a distant whisper, and the warmth of family conversations felt overshadowed by an unseen presence. It was as if the lingering spirits from the previous year had found refuge in the corners, observing our every move. As we toasted to gratitude, a sudden chill swept through the room. The temperature plummeted, causing our breath to materialize in frosty puffs. The uninvited guest, it seemed, had returned to partake in our Thanksgiving once more. This time, however, instead of fear, a sense of acceptance settled over us. We acknowledged the unseen company and raised our glasses to the ethereal guests who shared our feast of shadows. In that moment, the room felt alive with the stories of those who had come before, intertwining with our own tales of gratitude and loss. As the night unfolded, the spectral atmosphere transformed into a tapestry of shared experiences. We felt the presence of loved ones who had long departed, their memories mingling with the aroma of holiday dishes. It became a communion of the living and the departed, a Thanksgiving where the boundary between this world and the next blurred. And so, as we concluded our Thanksgiving meal, a newfound understanding lingered in the air. The uninvited guest, once a harbinger of fear, had become a spectral companion, reminding us that even in the shadows, there exists a shared space for remembrance and connection. With each passing Thanksgiving, the spectral presence became an integral part of our tradition. The uninvited guest, no longer an ominous figure, stood as a testament to the interwoven tapestry of past and present. As the years unfolded, we discovered that the haunting whispers carried not only fears but also untold stories of resilience and courage. The uninvited guest became a guardian of forgotten tales, revealing the strength that emerges from acknowledging the shadows within. Our Thanksgiving gatherings transformed into a celebration of gratitude unveiled, a recognition that even in the face of life's darkest chapters, there exists a resilient light. The spectral whispers, once unsettling, now echoed with a chorus of resilience, urging us to embrace the full spectrum of our shared human experience. And so, on each Thanksgiving night, as we gathered around the table, we welcomed the uninvited guest with open hearts. The once haunting narrative had evolved into a rich tapestry of stories, connecting generations and bridging the gap between the seen and the unseen. In the flicker of candlelight, we toasted not only to the joys of the present but also to the shadows that had shaped us. The uninvited guest had become a silent storyteller, weaving a narrative of gratitude that transcended the boundaries of time and space. And as we raised our glasses, we understood that the uninvited guest was, in truth, an unexpected guide, leading us to a deeper appreciation for the complex, mysterious, and beautiful threads that compose the fabric of our lives. The Thanksgiving table, once touched by fear, now stood as a testament to the transformative power of acknowledging, embracing, and ultimately, giving thanks for the entirety of our shared existence.